watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good afternoon, Fambulem, and inside the watchful form. You the cover this program to Namina Miss Mumina to Jalo. We are today for can talk about World Intellectual Property Day and waiting at intellectual property. And we get a big celebration where they can soon, where they get a team when I music in IP. When I feel the beats, I get among the people and I among ministers where they can explain, where they introduce themselves, where they come from, where they can help me for God months about waiting at intellectual property and I will intend for celebrate this day. Yes, madam, I will start with.
Good afternoon. Me na Yama Isata Kuruma. I come on at the Office of the Administrator and Solicitor General, and me na Senior Registration Officer.
Yes, madam.
Good afternoon. My name is Rosalind Iyabodi Johnson, and I'm a singer and songwriter with Telem Uncommon Sounds and also a people barrister.
Okay, to the gentleman.
Good afternoon. Me na Ibrahim Sam Johnson. I work in the Office of the Administrator and Solicitor General, and I come here for talk about intellectual property. Thank you.
Fambulem, as not listen to the names, they will say them come on. Myself get on come from the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General. I will begin with Barrister Yama for giving the mandate of the Office of the Administrator and General. What did they do?
Fambule, Office of the Administrator and Registrar General gets a mandate from CAP 255. We give the right for register and do depository of conveyance. Would they register intellectual property? Would they conduct wedding? Would they sell marriage certificate? And would they administer estates of people that we don't die, we no left will? We address na 28 Walpole Street. Anytime una want for go do una registration, una just go down there. We not just only centralize in Freetonia. We get to offices there also na the provinces. We get na Kenema, we get na Buo, we get na Makeni, and we also get na Putloko. We also they do conveyance, just like I say. If una dey out there una buy una land, una want for do na conveyance, una they go to lawyer, a draft na conveyance, then una can register and to we are with the depositor, we keep an archive for you. We also the main thing we carry na intellectual property we do registration. We are in, for instance, you are registered, you do your song, like oh, they celebrate this IP day right now. You're a musician, you do your music. Though it's automatically registered, but you can cancel and do your voluntary registration. We not only they do copyright, intellectual property board, we got other things they do other day. So as the time they go, I could tell you now under intellectual property, they tell you what they do there.
Thank you very much, Madam Barrister Yama. I want to make it explain to Fambule waiting at intellectual property because people don't want to know waiting at this intellectual property as quote IP.
Intellectual property basically gets to do with human creations, original human creations. You know, just you go and copy and paste somebody your original work we don't do. You can't take and say now you and wait till you sit down you do for yourself. For instance, you do an invention where they solve practical problem, working registered and they under patent. Or like what they do this IP day so you sing your music, you write your book, you're an artist, you do your painting. All land it can be under intellectual property. Intellectual property is wide. It's divided into two categories. We get what we call industrial property. We get what we call copyright. Copyright is on its own. Now, industrial property, we get what we call trademark, where they under industrial property. Trademark basically gets to do with any sign or symbol where an individual creates, where for distinguish one enterprise, the goods or services from one enterprise to that of another. For instance, we get grafting water. We all man who say yes, the company in a day, they will get bravely water. So then two companies in a day, you know, two distinct trademark where they get, we can able for differentiate them business then. Also, we get what we call patents. Patents therefore do with technical invention invention where they solve technical problem. For instance, at first we may get then telephone, then land phone, then, but now we don't get smartphone. So that's not showing say technology don't grow. We don't do great in technology, great innovation. And first we get a long bench them where they able for link you back so get armrest. But now we don't get look like this swivel chair once you don't pass. So all this now technology we can do under patent. We get waiting a copyright, and I want to delve into copyright because we get the master people in here for can do with copyright.
Thank you very much, Barrister Yama. Now to you, Ms. Rosalind Johnson, Madam Johnson. What we go on for no? What's your mandate?
So, Telem Uncommon Sounds now a musical platform. So what we do at Telem, we do original music. So this platform has been start in 2021 with just 3 people, me and 2 others. So we will come together, we begin for talk about the music because we all are independent musicians then. So we come together, we begin for share the type of music we do. Because usually if we do with another group, we can usually do them cover songs and for other people perform at weddings and other programs then. So we can barely perform we own original music. So what we come together now, we'll begin for share that music. They will begin for talk about how we want to push salon music out there more. So now so basically Telem starts. We just a few people come together and then we just start the platform. And ever since then, we do a lot of programs then mostly in Freetown. We don't get a few members that we can join with sometimes. Like I said, not just a platform. And we did everything we do now live music. Now we feel right, we own music for ourselves. Now we construct everything for ourselves. So everything is original. And so because of that, now make we so interested in the concept of intellectual property. And why make a join now so today?
Okay, we tell you plenty, thank you. And the reason why Telem then I today, as I don't say the theme for IP Day, now IP and music and feel the beats. So that's they just say Telem specifically there for music. I can't help for push this message go before. And next to me, I will come to you, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson. You know, this person for copyright. So and say the theme for this year now IP and music feel the beats. So centered around copyright. Fambu go on for know what's in a copyright. So I go ask that you explain to Fambule what's in a copyright.
Fambule, good afternoon once more. And copyright na a limb we will say na of intellectual property we get a huge protection for anybody we happen for design a song or write a song, write a book, or you make a film, or you do recording, or you make a beat. That design way they do in the form of expression and copyright they protect. So basically copyright they protect not only music, they protect anybody who do creativity in the form of photography, music, architecture, choreography, what we call dancing steps. All those areas na area we copyright protect. Why things say them protect them? Because one, the individual who don't take in time, imagination and effort for produce. So as a result, the copyright system they exists for protect that individual and at the same time ensure say that individual creates something where people will access. So copyright exists for protect the individual and at the same time make sure say be recognized and rewarded for your efforts. So all the music they will read, the film they will watch, then some of the fine pictures they will see, these are all creation of copyright invention. These are creation of copyright in a salon. So these are some of the areas where copyright cover and all concerned about copyright.
Thank you very much. Fambo go on for me. Is there any law who govern this copyright?
Yes, laws then they will govern copyright because follow you call and force an intellectual property because naturally we know say property now something tangible and in the form of intellectual property, this is not thing where, as my speaker earlier said, I think that way somebody imagine, think of something, they pull it out of your mind, it make into something useful. So as a result, the law recognize that particular thing there as property. Now we get the Copyright Act of 2011, we govern the area of copyright. Before now, salon not been yet law we govern we independently. Where you get the copyright work, pass you go to UK, they go register and from there you can register in a salon. But from 2011, we don't get independence from that aspect. So now, today, we will both say salon they try for modernize with IP system, and today we get laws and we govern IP and copyright in a salon. So the law for copyright and the Copyright Act of 2011, and also the draft regulation way they're on the verge for letting them make a law when the copyright regulation of 2022.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sam Johnson. And Fambugo, they say, one for know if we say, okay, they follow this law, is there any protection for we, the people that will matter inside this copyright? For example, we talk about musicians, authors, directors, any mechanism there for them for protect their rights apart from what you explained so. And the one for know again, if there are any process of registration.
Yeah, let's just answer your first question. Yes, mechanism there for protect them. And one of which is when you make your work, you don't make your work become reality, people are able to access them. First of all, the law gives you rights for let you permit others for use them. And copyright, naturally, they call an author's rights. Why? Because whatever you do, now you own them, now you own your work. So one of the areas in which the Act protects you on that, you forget rights for reproduce the work. Reproduction is sort of like copy. I made them call them copyright. Say now you get rights for copy the work. Other person don't get rights for copy and pass you. So if the other person copy without your consent or authority, then consider as infringement. Then now you get rights for put on a market and sell them, and make them for other people access them. That accessibility there, now you get them. Because if other people don't access them, they no go know what are the ingredients of that particular work they don't do. So now rights for people to access them. Now when they access them, you will say you make money out of that. So Copyright Act protect that. Then I also write for ensure say anybody who bring changes into that work day, if you ask your consent, you forget that permission day. Without the permission, if somebody go make any changes to that work, the Copyright Act they consider as infringement. Now you write also as individual, for you allow other person, let's say you don't write a book, then that book, the story fine. Then somebody wants to say, oh, out of the story you don't write, we want to make film out of that. Then call it adaptation. That one day, if you not give the person the authority for doing, not give them permission for doing, Copyright Act they consider as infringement. So these are some of the rights them where the individual gets, whether you're a musician, whether you're an author, whether you're a photographer, or whether you're a dancer, or whether you're an artist way do the natural artistic drawing. All these are the rights and way the copyright give. So when it comes to the second question, where they talk about registration, of course, and we office of the Administrator and Registrar General, we did in our post streets, we under the IP department. We responsible for register any work where somebody do. The essence of registration, as my speaker earlier said, registration are automatic. The moment where you get your work, you don't put it into something useful where somebody can access, you're automatically protected. But for purposes of litigation, evidence, for records, then they advise you for like at the office and register with we. We register with we, then they go give you edge over a competitor if there is any issue. Will come up as to whether you're not the original author of that work or you're not the original creator of that work, then the office will stand with you. Registration basically they help you for like get legal rights over any other person where one can contest your originality, and you also help for like get records of what you do, and it will also help in terms of you being recognized and considered as a legal owner of that particular copyright.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sam Johnson. I'll go back to you, Madam Barrister Yama. People go on for no, but all the acts they don't talk. The laws they will govern industrial property and what we do. The one for no, the laws they will govern how they do the processing of registration as well, both trademark and industrial design. Patents, sorry.
Fambulem, on after once more. Now we'll get this world intellectual property the way it gets for the basically with copyright. However, not to just copyright the office they do. We'll get what we call industrial property, just like Hamido explained, with patents and trademark the under the trademark will get the Trademark Act 2014, where you get substantive provisions there for protect una the business people there, una the SMEs there, where they protect, where they come up with a unique brand or logo for differentiate una services or una products from that of an enterprise. Whenever you see that, you don't create that you find logo, not just put on the market yonder. Come now we office 28 Walpole Street and can register your trademark. Now waiting at the process. When you don't do that, you don't create that, you find logo there, come for can do availability search for law check whether they don't register or they not register yet, or they don't register we get for do with similar products or services we intend for register. We are in they don't register then we reject you, not go able for register. But if you come with the same name, we get for do with different products or services within our system, then we can register them. The reason is because go cause confusion out there at the market. People are not go buy, for instance, you go, me name me Watayama, then another person name, they do alcohol when I Yama. So there is no way you can send a layman out there for go buy Yama, you go take alcohol when I Yama. It's not possible. So the first way they do for a trademark registration, na availability search. After which, if you know that, you can file in your application. Your application, you get for put the proprietor in name and address. If not international, the proprietor day, then you get for state and day, you get for attach what we call authorization letter. For sure, say authorize you for can register this brand. After which, you get for state the class and the goods or services where you they do. Then the agents and salon self, you get for state and day. From there, we publish and we gazette. A government printing. When we publish the whole world they see and say yes, this person is not registered in brand. If you get any objection, you can't forward with her. Wherein there is an objection, then we can go back to you, the applicants, say they don't object to mark. Is there any reason why you feel say you mark for still then at the register? Then you can try for go back and forth until we try for mediate between the two people then. Now, and for patent, you know, just the council, you say they can't register your patent. You get requirement, just like trademarks have requirements we for fulfill before ever they can register. You might get for be distinctive. You need a car, you can't give it generalize them. For instance, Apple, you say they can register for Apple. No, with the rejector, it get for be distinctive. The same goes to patent. Patenting gets for do with invention, where they solve practical problem. You know, go just can you say you don't do an invention, they expect we for just take and say yes, you don't do an invention. You got for fulfill criteria there. Where one na novelty. Waiting they should say this invention where you do a new. Now we are in not exist in the public domain. That can show say this invention and new invention. The second one na industrial applicability. We are in anybody with skill in the art will be able to do not to any you know go car you can't say when they say industrial applicability supposed for making an industry. You know just say this they don't fulfill this criteria, they wouldn't go for go make and they're not able for making. Then the other one gets for do with non-obviousness. The possible the layman way or the possible skill in the act, not for just go able for make them without you know that kind drawing we for putting application. From there on you can draft the application. Well, the drafting of the application now you get the big work. Now the under you get for do you protection. The claims you get for show what exactly it's try for protect. So now the process is ended.
Thank you very much, Barrister Yama. Next to you, Mrs. Johnson, Madam Johnson. I know say tell them na more of music. The one to copyright board as the same person don't talk this as Ibrahim Sam Johnson, but with the nail around to music. we want for no, not to only tell them. They find out say a lot of music shares and they get small organization as well. So as tell them, when I don't do anything for collaborate with them people and they foresee how they push these copyrights go before.
Yes, we don't. At Telem, they're always interested in intellectual property and copyrights. In fact, one of the earlier collaborations have been with TuneCore. Now, TuneCore is a digital platform where they do distribution. Now, just like how any other distribution services that we can use for putting music out there on Spotify or Apple Music. So TuneCore now just one of those digital distribution service system. And we've been invite a representative where they work in Nigeria for make a kind of like a panel talk on intellectual property and how to protect ourselves, especially on online digital platforms. And it was a very insightful one. That was, I believe, in 2022. So, and then since then, we don't get a whole lot more collaborations then, and I would say roundtable talks then. We've been get another one, I believe, in 2014. This one is called Durozi Limited, also from Nigeria, So, and then back being there in the country in 2024. And that basically the same thing, kind of get a round table, talk to you about intellectual property and how then they operate, with their own system there. And we kind of been there compare the system them and how we understand intellectual property here and how then they operate with them and waiting will be the next steps then for him. And because of, all of these talks that we don't get, now make we so interested, in the general topic, because we, just as say, intellectual property covers a wide array of subjects. So there's intellectual property, there's industrial designs and patents, there's trademarks, there's copyrights, which is all under that umbrella. So of course, the one thing we're very, very interested in is the copyrights, of course.
And the music.
Yes, I mean, trademarks is something else that is also interesting, but then now go before if we get a logo or something that's going for attached to that.
So I go on for ask if you Telem don't register the name Telem.
We are about, so right now, Telem actually, they try for transition and they try for restructure a system. So as soon as we finish that, we number one step is to do our registration, because we understand how important that is.
You see how important it is to register.
Of course, because without registration, just as Mr. Johnson was saying, without registration, if there's litigation, we go there at a disadvantage. If there's anything, if there's a claim, we go there at a disadvantage because we don't register. So we understand how important it is, and going forward, now something we'll definitely get into.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, back to you, Mr. Eva, Mr. Johnson. People go to is there, because they talk to Rosemary, and I say then self get organization when I tell them, I know say we get some other AFAF union than at the country. Is there any union there for protect the way apart from the office of the Administrator and Registrar General for people to know their rights and how do they use them?
I think based on the Copyright Act of 2011, the only supposed body we provided for we will help in the protection of copyrights na the Collective Management Society. We are the only body that we statutorily provided for by law that body they go responsible for aid or help artists then in realizing the investment. That body, for Sierra Leone, we call a Collective Management Society. Collecting Society of Sierra Leone. Other countries, they call it the Collective Management Organization. So now the only body that we get the legal mandate as per the provision of the copyright as a body where they look into all the organizations, meaning it therefore constitutes like a music organization, if a musician then get a body where they serve as a voice, one voice from themselves, they get to be part of them. The organization they get to also look at if the film industry then get a body we don't go constitute of, will also be part of the organization. They also photographers and artists in the form of drawing, and as well as authors, book writers. Those ones, they all go for constitute the body where they form the collective management society. Now the only organization that they were provided for by law for help besides the Copyright Office, for help in the enforcement, protection, and that of administration of copyright.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson, this is not a wake-up call. Not only for the musicians. This thing is just a segment of the musicians there. But we get authors, that's not directors, the film producers, and they all get for benefits. So they go on for know the duties and the responsibility of this copyright society.
And the Copyright Society, by virtue of Section 54 of the Copyright Act, make it clear say the collecting society na for responsible for ensure a Ghana membership from creators, one. Then another society they na for be responsible for ensure say they collect royalties. Royalties in this sense, na a situation where musicians then the music they play like a club, they play na radio station, television, so na bar, restaurants. So they no go stop if you not play the music. But the Act provides say we play the music, especially for purposes of commercial use, you for pay them for that. That remuneration, that payment to the we for pay them on the usage of their work, now we refer as royalties. So the collecting society then go be responsible for ensure say then collecting money on behalf of the artists. Then the society will also be responsible for ensure say they get a fair distribution of that money then. How they go do then get for ensure say they get a tracking system wherein if you music and you don't play most, I mean they call them fair. Not necessarily say because you be a member, because maybe the society don't get that money for a particular year, then if you see that money they get for be distributed equally. No, it is distributed on a fair basis. If now your music now you get for play most, now you they get the highest in the royalties. So in order to stop the collective society will also be responsible for ensure say it serves as a gap, a bridge of gap between them, the creators, and that of the users. Meaning the society then will always serve as a liaison, an intermediate, a mediation organization wherein if there is an agreement between the creator in terms of tariff or other things, now the collective society they do one. The collective society will also stop them, will also get a further responsibility for ensure say then guide artists on how to go into licensing. If there are issues of litigation, now the society will also step in. So these are some of the responsibility where the supposed collective society get for carry.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sam Johnson. You talk about creative sectors. People go on who don't the people here?
The creative sector is a very elaborate, huge, and expansive area. Even though today we focus on music, but it's not only limited to musicians. The creative sector encompassing, they look at musicians, they look at photographers, they look at broadcasting stations, they look at dancers, they look at the film industry, all those creative aspects. Now we consider the creative sector. This is not the actors that we constitute that sector.
Okay, Fambulem, if you just the journey, we come out from the office of the Administrator General, we again, Madam Johnson from Telem. We can tell you about what's in intellectual property, and we get a big day where they celebrate when our World Intellectual Property Day, where the theme for our music and IP fill the beats. So back to you, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson. You talk about licensing. People go on for no waiting a license, so they go explain to Fambulem.
Yeah, license in this context, when you talk about before now, I don't start to talk say copyright now the right where the author gets complete, and call it exclusive right, but for the word exclusive, I will use them for say complete. Complete right for either allow or disallow somebody for use your work. So out of that day, the word license, they come out. License in this context, it means permission. The person will get in work, if you give permission for user, especially when it come into commercial use, where involve like for play music in a club, or play in a restaurant, or play in a, for let DJ them play on a radio station, or any business like gathering. So you need to get the permission. That permission, how you get it will be in the form of a blanket, or it can be in the form of a lump sum, as the case may be. So where the society will exist, the society will then in charge for ensure say they give license to users. Because the society they get the broad license for act on behalf of the creators. So that the society then get for give license to users. For example, they go give permission, say, for the year they go give, let's say, an open or blanket license for the year, say, you pay so amount, you pay any kind of music, they get access to any kind of music. So that permission, then they give us as license.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Ibrahim, about users. Now, one from they make sure so we put these things people make them understand their rights and duties there. We get musicians there. This is a wake up call for the authors there, the directors, the film producers there. Not only music, but as well for now. The one for the other users there.
Yeah, for anything when it comes to intellectual property, for anything we then create, it gets end users. Because if users not there, if people are not there where they enjoy what they create, it makes sense. So users in this context, when it comes to music, now the people where they use and song them on a commercial basis. For example, before now I mentioned radio stations. I talk about clubs. I talk about restaurants. Any usage where a contingent on the commercial use, the one they consider users. Individually, you can use somebody in song. That one we not consider as users in the context of copyright. Now, only when you use the song for purposes of commercial gains, there we consider as users. So if you get a broadcasting organization, a broadcasting station, definitely it is for commercial purpose it is used for. So any song we use, we consider you as a user. So if you get a club, you play multiple of songs, definitely now all the songs that you get for playing at that club day. So because not you work with the create, not you create and people that work with the use, so we consider you as a user. So if you get a restaurant where whilst people they wait for food, you also they entertain them with musical background, you're a user, then consider as user. If you get let's say a supermarket, you get musical background, you're a user. If you get a show, you go down organize people and say like this Easter, a lot of shows then will take place. You get a show, people and pay money and pay tickets for one of that show, they go play people and song. You're a user. You forget license for that. So these are the people who constitute users.
If I'm going to the listen where Mr. Ibrahim Sam Jones, you know how advanced technology will be. Now, pardon me, this program specifically about music, copyright. So therefore, ask Mr. Johnson plenty questions. IP and music feel the beats. You know how technology do advance. You know how they use them. People go on, if you don't get any music, I'll go for protect them in the aspects of technology.
Well, technology now a good aspect because now we're not able to do without technology, and it don't be part of our lives. Before now, we know say when you create work, you must get some steps the way they go through. Maybe you go start from a scratch in the form of draft. It starts from a scratch in the form of draft. All in draft and you get a reference point where you go say this is how I start. So if you want to claim originality, it's easier for them to say that you start your work. But with technology, it's difficult for them to know what is an original work from a fake work. So technology also comes and that aspect. Then when it comes to distribution, technology will make it very easy for them to access works and now. Today they see music they come out today, And in fact, in a twinkle of a second, you don't get out there. Everybody don't get access to them. So this is not how now the opportunities the way technology bring. Today you will find out say like I realized something yesterday way AI then play something with AI they help somebody for they write a song and also give demo. These are some of the ingredients, these are some of the opportunities where technology bring. Technology don't make let people and get easy access. But again, because where technology bring at that, it is also easy for we imitate. In copyright, as the name implies, it is against somebody for copy somebody in work without him permission. But technology don't make that thing easy. You go there any side, you get record of that person in song. You play on any side. You can do any side, you just get a printout of that work the person don't do. So that's are the things that way technology don't bring. Then technology also make it more complex for a creator or the supposed collecting society for track outside in the play a rightful song or outside them along do infringement. Because as I've been saying, before they play somebody's song if I don't get in permission. But now technology make it easy for people and they play people and song anyhow without having the required permission. So these are some of the advantages and blessings which technology gets. So for protect them, you need for be part of an organization who will get a broader power like the Collective Management Society. We will be very much adamant, we will be very much active in ensuring say they go out there and stop people and not for copy the work of other person without permission. But you as an artist alone, you not go to do them. You not go to do everywhere for money to how work they go. Now only a superb organization who exists from the angle of government, where government get all the powers for effect enforcement, when I go help you for able to say, yes, my right is protected. For example, yesterday I go on Instagram and discover say Instagram now, it's not easy for you post something and you sound background. This is how then they try for curtail the abuse of people's rights through technology. Instagram now, if you post a picture where you get sound a video and sound background, they need to play them because they must go down tell and say whatever song you are playing without license, it goes against the law. So now some of the aspects in there. So I believe say by some time in the near future, Facebook could do the same thing. Even TikTok, because TikTok people are use a lot of music and other people and songs without permission. So these are some of the ways in which technology help for either protect as well as in amplified piracy.
Okay. Fabule don't know say there is a society, there is Office of the Administration and Research General. The one for know how they go for the collaborate, for make sure say they fight the same goal.
On the broader aspect of copyright, now like partnership, the Copyright Office and the Collective Management Society, now like partnership. However, the huge power lies with the Copyright Office. Because the Copyright Office get the mandate for serve as inspectors. The Copyright Office get the mandate for seize in case of any suspect of infringing property. And the Copyright Office get that mandate too. And the Copyright Office get the mandate for even arrest where they suspect infringement. So now a matter of collaboration between the Copyright Office and the Collective Management Society. Because the Copyright Office then go for oversee the operation of the Collective Management Society. Broadly speaking, in there for ensure say give license, as I've been saying, a give license, then collect royalties on behalf. In the process where they get challenges, they're gonna be collaborating with the Copyright Office to enforce anybody will go against the law. So now collaborative to institution.
So this Copyright Society, is there any organogram where they do them, they get different actors that we get for coming board for come up with that organization there? Yeah. Or not just the other aspects of it?
In context, organogram it must be constituted based on the existence of the society. But the society now we are pushing for its existence. It not exists it. Society not exists it. But the law don't create provision for in existence. So in that case, I been make mention earlier say you get different organizations they will get for constitute. The society get forget a board we similarly get for responsible for oversee the activities of that society. They get forget a board, they get forget a secretariat, and you get forget an enforcing soldiers on the ground way to go and monitor whether they play music without license. So these are some of the supposed constituted organogram we would expect from that society. But the society not exists it anyways.
Okay, next one. Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Dempston Johnson. Back to you, Madam Barrister Yaman. One for me, you know, say within Naya today, if you, in case you just join me, we come up from the office of the Administrator General and tell them, Madam Johnson, from tell them, we do for being with a good talk when a World Intellectual Property Day and waiting at IP, intellectual, what is intellectual property? Madam Barrister, is there any enforcement mechanism?
Yes, thank you, Madam Moderator. Now, under the Copyright Act 2011, we get provision in Section 71, we get for do with any infringement. Infringement wherein any individual copy somebody in work we protected under the Copyright Act without in consent. Then you go down commit a crime we refer to as infringement, and the Act make mention of 60 million old loans where they go fine you, or a conviction of 3 years imprisonment, or both for copyright. Then you get what we call a trademark, where we get the Trademark Act when 2014. Instead of getting your provisions then for infringement, wherein somebody go use your brand. Maybe you don't strain, you don't make your brand, you don't go protector, hoping that you will get the exclusive right, anybody else no user. Then somebody go to your brand, begin put up some kind of fake product or some kind of fake services where they render in the country. That person they go down commit a crime what they call infringement. And the law also make provision for 60 million and 3 years imprisonment. We are in 5 years imprisonment rather. We are in the person go jail, either go jail or he pay the fine or both. Then it can't to a patent. We are in self getting infringement procedures, and we are in somebody use somebody invention without consent. Then he can able for the person will get the mark, you able for go to court. When you go to court, you can ask for damages. We are in something that person don't do that infringement today, they don't make you don't lost profit. The court can able for award damages to you. We go cover up all our losses that we don't make. Then they go able for pay for all the processes that we don't do under the litigation. Then he can able for pay 60 million as well and go 1 year imprisonment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yaman. Next to you, Ms. Rosalie Johnson. I'm going to go on from you. I want for celebrate this big day with the Office of the Administrator General. Because as we know, since we know more than music, or that's people back within the music industry, so they want to know why it's a line. Why they can't celebrate this day with OAIG?
So, just as I've been explained, I'm very, very interested in the development of intellectual property laws in the country. And so we believe, say, that OSAI, the government, go they make laws them for creative people them in general, then the government go need for invite the creatives them for also be part of the conversation, because the government's not going to make laws them, they not get inputs from the specific groups of people them where 90 laws they get for specifically affect. So and then they also the collaboration as well with the Office of the OARG and creatives, then they spread awareness to people that we might not understand the rights under copyright law, or we not even understand within intellectual property or copyright. Because personally, myself not being to understand this, basically until we start telling and then we begin to go through our own different experiences. So we believe that the government needs inputs from the creative sector, and we need for raise that awareness there and educate ourselves and educate others, not only the creatives but the users as well, on what intellectual property is and within our copyright. And we need for support and collaborate with the Office of the Administrator and Registrar General.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rosalind Johnson. Surely, in case you just tune in, we come from the Office of the Administrator General, then we get Madam Rosalind Johnson coming from TELEM. We then have for being told a program on a World Intellectual Property Day, who they celebrate soon. Back to you, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson. Possible one for no. And now make una feel bad though, when the authors, then the director, then film producers, then how important music is in the area of IP.
Music are a very important area governed by copyright. And today, as a result of the importance where music carry, today the World Intellectual Property and other big organizations, they recognize the importance of music and decide for celebrate IP with the theme Feel the Beat IP. That tells you how important music is. We know today music now one area where the young man then, youth them, and different facets of society focus, and it's part of the life we live, the part of us as individual. So music, now the thing where we listen to, we dance to, we sing along, and it creates, it gives life to a space. So as a result, the creators them, the law can't recognize them, because music not the only create life in our space. Music don't help for create jobs, because we see today how Nigerians and they excel in music, and that they amplify the job creativity. So this is one area where very important for music. And music don't help for sellouts with culture. Nigerian culture is accepted all over the world today as a result of music. So now music don't set that pace for which today, everywhere in the world, Nigerian culture is acknowledged, recognized, and accepted. So this is for tell you how important music is. With music, it helps gather people in. So therefore, the Copyright Society, the Copyright Act, they exist for ensure say we not only recognize the musician their work, it also exists for ensure say we not only notice their work, but for also reward them for their work. Then in the process of using it, we use it legally, fairly, so that we reward them, they will say they enjoy their work. So this is not the essence for music why make we celebrate music today.
So the Office of the Administrator General, which role you get for play for promote this?
And I think one of the ways in which the office gets a role for play, now they do so today, for ensure say we create the needed awareness, because musicians then they exist, then they create some work, but some of them don't know what they really get, within the things that when they create, how powerful it is. So we don't take on for being the message to then say their work is well recognized, and then work we will bring something much more better than just being popular. And the essence of protection, now for able realize something. Now money, the whole purpose of creativity now for money, for make money. So if you are singing, you don't realize something, then it don't make any sense. So now then we try for pass the message to the musicians and the creators, let them know say, yes, government is on their side, and government they try for push and ensure say they are protected. So the office don't take center stage in terms of that. Then the office all this while they ensure say it modernize the laws. Well, today we are proud of saying we get intellectual property laws that we govern Sierra Leone. We get the Copyright Act, we now one area we govern musicians. So this is an area where the office don't they play a role. Not only the act, the office don't they take center stage for instance, we modernize the regulation, we will fit in the modern trend or the best practice in terms of copyright protection. So the office don't they help that side in. The office also try for engage stakeholders. And in this sense, the meeting we get forget in the form of celebration, now also a form of stakeholders engagement. We can talk about how to promote the creative industry, not only about music, how to promote the creative industry. The office don't take center stage in that aspect there. The office also try to be part of a broader membership in terms of ensuring say we be members of conventions and treaties we govern copyright, because for let you get a cross-border protection, it must further exist. You won't be part of an organization. We will also assist that. So the office on the push for let we also be members of such conventions. So if your music play abroad, you get way for let them protect them for you. So the office on the push for that. And the office on the also push for ensure say we get the institutions where we help into that. And this is now one of the drives then where the office on the bring. Say now it's high time we had a collecting society. That collecting society, now in the office believes say we will help in curbing issues of piracy on that thing. The office gets a huge role for play in terms of pushing the creative industry. I'm not going to name all, I'm not going to name all, but the office really gets a huge role for play in that context.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson. You, Madam Barrister Yama. One for Fambul, we want to know how we intend, because we said in the office of the Administrator General, how we intend for celebrate this big day. When our World Intellectual Property Day, music and IP feel the beats.
Fambul, the celebration on starts already. The actual day on April 26th, when on Saturday the fall. That has been an annual celebration where every year, April 26th, the world they celebrate World Intellectual Property Day, who they try for recognize rights holders day, who they try for bring awareness about the importance of intellectual property rights. So you know say you do original work, you come in, you protect her. When you protect her, you demonopolize her. So the celebration don't start already. Within a TV and radio station now, we do awareness raising. On Friday, we got to forget a seminar where we don't get invitees there already. Selected people who they invite, we include certain sectors then, where we want to spread this message to about intellectual property rights. So this celebration ongoing. Tomorrow again, we go for dinner at TV and radio station every day. Till Friday now, we do the seminar.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister Yama. So in case you just tune into the program, we come up from the office of the Administrator General, and we get Madam Rosalind Johnson from Telem. We don't get much time again, we'll just get for round up very soon. Madam Johnson, is there any challenge when they get for try for see on the cover the artists they are together? When I get any challenges for make we try for push copyrights, how for bring them come together?
Well, I think so. Well, one of the main issues then that we're going to try for the site, you know, the distribution platforms that we're able for use, you know, and well, for example, I tell you, so in 2022, we've been invited to TuneCore for can do a roundtable panel talk on what is intellectual property and copyright. The main issue is that people do not really understand what this is. They don't really understand that you can protect your work. You know, they don't understand what intellectual property can do for you, and they don't understand. Say like, you're now one of the very few countries that will not get a collecting society. You know, when in any other country, they get the collective management organizations. Them. So the collecting society, as Mr. Johnson they explained, now the society, we basically they pay the musicians them, right? We pay with royalties, and we now get that function they right now in the country. So we've been getting a lot of them questions there. So as we do we we program them in and out of the country. We simply ask ourselves, so wait a minute. If we go out of the country, talk to other musicians, then they get paid, you know. Even if you're not a musician here in Sierra Leone, some people then pass, I think, they get for talk to somebody out of the country, for go through some process, for let them get money now. Like, so it's so complicated. Makes us can struggle for understand them. So why make we not just go straight forward and get what we need here? Not only forget we online distribution systems and for the peri, but also for where would they go, where people then go to use the music, other places then we're supposed to also get royalties then from that. So now all of them question yes when they come up. Now make we been they really
challenges.
Exactly, all of these challenges there. So now they push we towards getting the information and also with the so today.
Okay, so I hope you get for the continue for do with you because you know we get so many things there for do. Yes, Mr. Ibrahim Sam Johnson, possible one for what are the next way, what are the pathway for Salone on the copyrights, if I can say as a whole. I know one for limit are now to music. We know say maybe this theme for this year and music, but the author the one for you, the producers that the film industry they themselves one for no, the performance artist the one for no. So what are the next path for Salone?
Yeah, I think the next path for Salone, now, let me just give this example. If you like music, use it in the right way. And music, they bring life in a place. But la motaman, and they bring music into life. So for that purpose, we need to recognize the musicians. And we need to begin to think on why say the common usage or the normal use of music, it will soon come to end. Where you go just do no more, you go get a people them pay you money, they go play all kind of music, then the musician will not get rewarded for it. This is not the path we will go. For ensure we'll stop that. There is nothing free under creativity. Everything we they do involve a lot, not only time, talent, and money or resources. There's also other things that we involve we need to recognize. So therefore, as Sierra Leoneans, we need to begin get this open mind saying, not to any way they go, we not like a club, a restaurant, or you like radio station or TV, then play music without rewarding the person who get the music. So another angle as Sierra Leone will begin to think. So the office they drive towards that, and I make with the try for set the pace now, let people aware, see, this is not the next step we will begin to take. We already try for let people aware, let them not get shocked. We don't want people to get any musical shocks or cultural shocks. We guide them to say, hey, but this year we will choose them free, or today they don't tell you enough for being paid for that. So now the platform they set so now. So now the way forward that for being the reward with creators, not only musicians, even the film industry, any creativity, even photographers. There are certain photos where they go, maybe you go to a natural setting, you go snap one fine picture, people begin to use them for make as a wall bill or all those without recognizing that individually. So now that part they will work towards.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Fambulem, as we not get much time again, people who come, they go forgive their last word. I will begin from Barrister Yaman. What you get for say to the public today?
Fambulem, this is the real last word. Now, when you do your original work, make sure say you go register. When you register them, you get an advantage when an exclusivity. Now you one can get rights for user. Without your knowledge, nobody else, without your permission, nobody else not get rights for user. We are in somebody user without your permission, you get rights for suit that person in that court. So that's not one important thing. Another thing, you can be the only player in the field. We are in you don't monopolize your original work. Now you no more get rights for user. That alone they make you reap the benefits we don't take for produce your work. Sometimes you don't go to some kind of research institution or you don't do some kind of heavy investment where you need for reap that kind of benefits. So if you go register your work, then you can able for reap them kind benefits then they. With copyright, it's automatic. But as my colleagues say, for litigation purposes, you need for register your copyright work. So that's your last word working left.
Back to you, Madam Johnson.
So I will say my own last word on the topic now for we the creators them and for users them in general, that we try for understanding, doing own research and within our intellectual property and within our copyright and how it get for affect we. The collecting society with the OARG they talk about now something we get for develop, not something we'll get right now, but now something we'll get for develop, now something we will support, because they not only get for help with the creative economy of Sierra Leone, but it also it get for also help basically the country. The creative sector, as CM said, now something we get for really boom in the country and we'll get respect for it. You go to any other parts in the world, people then get respect for the creative sector. They get respect for music, they get respect for photography and film, they get respect for the authors them and for all the books and whether they produce. And I feel like Sierra Leone also need to get that attitude today when we take them things that so seriously, because now they promote who that we be. Now they promote with culture, now they promote with identity as Sierra Leoneans, and now they really bring investment into the country. They bring development to individual artists them in and outside of the country. If you lost them not strong inside the country, when you go out there, people are not going to take you seriously. So the work here starts with us, and it starts with education, and it starts with awareness. So now you make Telem just want to encourage that not just in ourselves, but also with other creative people and with the creative economy in general.
Thank you very much, Madam Gozan. Back to you, Mr. Ibrahim Johnson.
My last word na that a robust intellectual property na a boost to innovation. If our intellectual property system not be robust, no matter the creativity, it will be difficult for we rise up to that level. Then for the users, and when you get the permission for use somebody work, it don't give you legal rights. It don't give you the legal rights for use them. It also help you as an individual for create a reputation for a business. Then that permission they get in the form of paying or remunerating the author of that work, they always support the musician, but you are also supporting the creative industry. So they get them back of mind say, yes, the music that they listen to, then film that they watch, not for free, and something you're not supposed to pay for. Thank you.
Pambulem, as we don't listen today, I hope say we don't learn plenty things. For me, I learned say intellectual property as a whole. We they eat intellectual property, we get food that they eat on intellectual property. We get drinks that they use on intellectual property. We bed food they learn on intellectual property. Why I talk that word? The final said whatever we drink when I trademark for making register, according to Madam Barrister Yama, it will be distinct from another. Well, for example, we get bravery, we get magram. So the final say they drink intellectual property, and they sleep around, we bed the way they make some industrial design. The music they listen to, that copyright. So everything centered around intellectual property. So if we don't learn plenty things. So me will bring down this program to Una today. And Madam Ms. Momina Tujalo from the Office of the Administrator General will go say tata to Una all.
Surprise on the mix.
For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staff them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices come. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on we anyhow. Give you the news. news, give the views, the tell where you want some. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, God begin the executive power. You keep calling me, count on me any hour. Liberty we want, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices down. Hi yeah, give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God picking the executive power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give the news, give the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, God picking the executive power. He count on me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism.